The mysterious death of Yu Menglong has sent shockwaves across China. Leaked videos, eyewitness accounts, and shocking revelations are surfacing one after another, painting a chilling picture of what might have really happened in the actor's final hours. From the chaos at the scene, the blood-curdling screams, to allegations of poisoning and evidence being covered up, every detail makes the story more gripping, far beyond the scope of an ordinary accident. Who was behind this tragedy? Why did a young, talented star become a pawn in a high-stakes game of power and a multi-billion-dollar money-laundering scheme? And in a society tightly controlled under the shadow of authority, will the truth? On September 17th, a well-known blogger on platform X, Xinwen Diaocha, released several videos related to the case. One of them shows that after Yu Menglong was thrown from the building, residents quickly gathered around. A young woman who saw the body screamed in horror. Moments later, a man believed to be the perpetrator came downstairs, shouting, "Move! What are you doing?" while preventing neighbors from taking photos and driving people away. The blogger bluntly declared, "The Chinese police's announcement about Yu Menglong's death is a complete lie. The evidence that he was murdered is undeniable." Another clip, said to be filmed by paparazzi from a building across the street, shows a disturbing scene. At the fifth-floor window of Building 18, Sunshine Shandong Residential Complex, a shadowy figure, apparently unclothed, was standing. Soon after, several naked individuals appeared at the opposite window and humiliated the victim. The person filming claimed that others were also inside the room. Then, the lights in that apartment went out, followed by the thud of a heavy body hitting the ground. Security guards, alarmed by the sound, began sweeping the area with flashlights. That same day, Xinwen Diaocha released more shocking details. All eyewitnesses present had been summoned for questioning, and the case had entered criminal investigation. A janitor in the complex said he personally saw a struggling shadow, a man in a black suit dragging Yu by the arm. Even the cleaner's photo album on her phone was allegedly wiped clean. Roughly an hour before the fall, strange, metallic clanging sounds could be heard in the background of a video. Fans reviewing Yu's final Douyin livestream noticed he had briefly exposed a chilling message from an unknown number. "Watch your mouth, or you'll be the next one to fall." The forensic report deepened the mystery. Yu's wrists bore clear marks of binding, and foreign DNA was found under his fingernails. His blood contained traces of tetrodotoxin, TTX, a lethal neurotoxin found in pufferfish. TTX blocks sodium channels in nerve cells, paralyzing the nervous system. Symptoms include numbness of the lips and tongue, dizziness, difficulty breathing, and muscle paralysis, often leading to respiratory failure and death. Just 0.5 milligrams can be fatal, typically causing respiratory paralysis within 20 minutes. A puncture mark was also found on the inner thigh of his left leg. This aligned with an interview Yu's mother gave, where she revealed that her son's body bore bruises, needle marks, 3 tiny holes in a triangular shape, and torn nails, clear signs of cruel torture. Meanwhile, China News Center reported testimony from a temporary waiter, identified as Xiao Li. In a video, he claimed that on the night of the incident, he served drinks at the banquet. Yu initially drank very little, but his manager, surnamed Liu, kept pressuring him. At one point, Liu secretly poured a packet of white powder into Yu's glass, then clinked glasses to force him to drink. Xiao Li said he tried to warn Yu, but was dragged into the kitchen by a man in black and threatened, "Stay out of this. Want to die? Keep talking." Terrified, he left the banquet early and hid at a friend's house. In the same video, Xiao Li showed footage of a crumpled white packet found in the banquet's trash bin, causing a storm on social media. The video lasted only 30 minutes before being deleted, but netizens managed to save screenshots. Many pleaded online for Xiao Li's safety, fearing he might be silenced. Hospital surveillance footage added more troubling details. At 2:58 a.m. on September 11th, Yu Menglong was rushed into the ER. By 3:12, doctors declared him beyond saving after just 14 minutes. At 3:20, staff from his management company arrived and collected all of his personal belongings. At 3:45, security cameras captured a masked woman in a hat rummaging through the trash outside the ER, seemingly searching for crucial evidence. She eventually left with a water bottle, suspected to have contained poison. Was Yu Menglong silenced? Yu Menglong's mother recalled that, shortly before his death, her son had confided to her that he was in trouble and needed to go into hiding for a while. Clearly, he had already been under surveillance. According to a veteran insider, the dinner that night was not a simple gathering but tied to a shady investment scheme and a multi-billion yuan money laundering operation. Because he knew too much, Yu Menglong was silenced. In the aftermath, Yu's management company descended into chaos. Senior executives held a closed-door meeting lasting 6 hours, during which the sound of objects being smashed could be heard multiple times. At one point, the CEO furiously slammed a glass to the floor and shouted at others, demanding how they intended to deal with the fallout. The company's CFO was seen clutching a safe as he left in a panic, clearly intending to conceal internal information. Soon after, the firm hired a top crisis management team, charging up to 100,000 yuan per hour to control the public narrative. But this time, the scandal was too massive to be fully contained. An industry insider in possession of critical evidence revealed in a voice message that his home had been repeatedly vandalized. His car tires were slashed 3 times, his walls spray-painted in red with the words, "Shut up." He also received anonymous death threats and was so frightened he slept with a knife under his pillow. To protect the truth, he made backups of the evidence and entrusted it to a reliable confidant. 3 days before the dinner, Yu's manager, surnamed Liu, borrowed props for a so-called death banquet-themed party. Among them were fake syringes, wine glasses marked as poisoned, and rules requiring participants to drink a specific cocktail. This raised suspicions that the event was a rehearsal for the poisoning. Yu's former assistant disclosed that he kept an audio diary stored on a silver USB drive. However, after the incident, staff from his company confiscated it, likely to destroy evidence. A hacker later exposed the search history for manager Liu's computer, showing that within 48 hours before the incident, he had looked up how to use lethal drugs, ways to avoid surveillance cameras, and other incriminating queries. Subsequently, the names of the 17 people at the dinner were leaked. They included director Wang, believed to be Xin Qi, screenwriter Zhao Jiguangguang, manager Liu, director Cheng Qingsong, actors and actress Song Yiren, Jiao Maki, Tian Hairong, as well as several high-ranking entertainment and business executives along with their children. Half of these families are suspected of involvement in money laundering, linked to an industrial chain worth tens of billions. According to circulating reports, the mastermind behind this case may very well be Xin Qi. Some rumors claim Xin Qi is the illegitimate child of Kai Qi. But recently, Kai Shenkun published an email from a whistleblower asserting that Xin Qi is actually a film producer and a distant relative with foreign nationality of Xi Jinping's family. It remains unclear exactly whose child he is, but the powerful forces backing him are undeniable, because after the incident, all information about Xin Qi was completely wiped. An insider also sent information to commentator Li Liang, stating that Xin Qi had long been both a superfan and a controlling force behind Yu Menglong. Yu had been harassed and manipulated by Xin Qi for an extended period. Wanting to break free, Yu secretly gathered evidence of Xin Qi's overseas money laundering activities and stored it on a USB drive. When Xin Qi discovered this, Yu may have intended to either expose the USB or use it as leverage to escape his control. But Yu was too inexperienced. Holding evidence of money laundering left Xin Qi with no mercy. Yu was detained for several days, beaten for the USB's whereabouts, and abused. In one leaked audio recording, a man can be heard shouting while sobs echo nearby. "Just do as you're told. Do you hear me? Do as you're told. Hurry up. Where did you hide it?" Was this the USB Yu was rumored to have concealed? Reports suggest it is difficult to confirm how many rooms were involved in the crime scene. The events may have spanned multiple apartments in the building. The most visible figures included Ji Guangguang, Cheng Qingsong, and Jiao Maiqi, likely accomplices. A screenshot circulating online appears to corroborate this account. It stated that Yu had already been threatened and beaten since August. That was why speculation had spread online that an actor with 20 million followers, known for Eternal Love, 10 Miles of Peach Blossoms, would soon be in danger. Leaked videos and photos suggest that on September 8th and 9th, Yu was confined at a villa, the first crime scene, with about 17 people present. Documents say there's footage confirming heavy rain and thunder that night, with only one window lit by a yellow lamp, where a figure seemed to be suspended. Later, several silhouettes appeared, apparently beating him. It's believed that on September 10th, Yu was moved to Sunshine Shandong for continued detention. Early that morning, he attempted to escape, but was caught. One video shows him in the parking lot trying to flee before being captured and beaten by Fan Shiqi, who dragged him back into a car. Yu reportedly confronted Fan in despair, saying he had trusted him the most and never doubted his words. Yet Fan betrayed him, luring him into a trap. Throughout the 10th, Yu was humiliated and assaulted repeatedly. During this time, he swallowed the USB containing the money laundering evidence. Abusers knocked out his teeth, kicked him into a window, and smashed the curtains. Some even dangled him at the window to threaten him. His desperate cries echoed, "Since childhood I've never endured this. You're torturing me to death, threatening me from every angle. I'm afraid of heights. Let me go home." This matched footage paparazzi had captured. The first fall paparazzi recorded seemed to be an accident. When an abuser lost his grip, Yu fell onto the grass. Leaked photos later showed that patch of grass had been cleared. In one photo, Yu lies on his back in a white shirt and long pants, still alive. He was dragged up and taken to a private hospital. Photos show him with a breathing tube and medical devices. But then the perpetrators allegedly bribed someone, nicknamed Master So-and-so, to pose as Yu, misleading the public. Around this time, Yu's abdomen was reportedly cut open to retrieve the swallowed USB. After extracting it, they returned him to Building 18, brought him to the 3rd floor for emergency treatment, and changed his clothes. The second fall, this time staged, showed Yu face down, with unnaturally twisted legs, wearing a green shirt and beige pants, his abdomen exposed. Looking closely, a strip of white was visible under his shirt, suspected to be gauze from the surgery. A netizen noted, "There was gauze on his stomach. The green shirt originally wasn't there. They cut him open to get the USB with money laundering evidence." This was the second fall. The first was at Building 18, and he wasn't wearing these clothes. Other leaked posts and photos showed Yu's clothes from the fall hanging out to dry on a 4th-floor balcony. Many now believe he had been held captive there since August 31, something inadvertently revealed by actress Song Yiran, who attended the banquet, in a Weibo post. Another video shows Yu being pulled from a 4th-floor window up to the 5th, before being thrown down to stage the fall. A separate photo shows his body at the building's entrance, leading many netizens to speculate this was the second scene, while the first was the grassy area. These information come from different sources, and their authenticity cannot be independently verified. Still, many details align with video evidence captured at the scene. On September 19th, blogger Xinwen Diaocha reported, "Xin Qi let multiple people, including Yu Menglong, use the same phone number to register companies. The suspicion of money laundering is overwhelming. This is a key criminal clue." At the same time, media outlets reported on a broader picture. Allegations that a major corporation has been under financial investigation for nearly a decade. An official announcement on this matter is expected soon. September 16th, Yu Menglong's studio released a statement under his mother's name, thanking the public for their concern. The statement claimed that Yu Menglong died after drinking alcohol and accidentally falling from a building, adding that the police had already informed the family of the investigation results. The funeral arrangements were complete, and urging everyone to remain rational and avoid speculation. However, prominent Weibo figure Song Zuda argued that the statement could not have been written by Yu's mother. The tone is completely off. This is the work of a journalist or a bad screenwriter trying to fool the public. He also revealed that the studio had been deregistered 2 months earlier, meaning any announcement from a dissolved studio carried no legal weight. Another blogger likewise pointed out, didn't the studio already shut down? Who is even running the account now? Song Zuda further wrote that, according to a journalist, Yu Menglong's mother is currently in Beijing handling the case. She is strong and determined, but has been threatened by malicious actors, forbidden to speak out online, and prevented from seeking justice. Despite her son's painful death, and being his only surviving family, she has refused to bow down, insisting on uncovering the truth. She also claims to hold crucial video evidence from before and after Yu's death, along with testimony from insiders sufficient to prove that her son did not die